So this is a funny meeting because how can you talk about nothing? Nothing appearing is everything, scratching your head. I mean, you can't avoid it. That's the thing. That's kind of the joke. Because it's everything, you can't find it. If everything is it, where are you going to find it, Manny?
In everything.
Yeah, it already is then. So
Yeah. Nothing is excluded.
exactly. Then that means everything. That's the whole pie. It's the
Yeah.
stuff
Yeah.
stuff you like and the stuff you don't like equally.
Boundless. Yeah. It's no borders. So,
Yeah, so no borders. Let's go into that. That just means check out your field of vision. Field of vision. It's like kind of
mhm.
an oval shape. And notice that everything appears inside it, including your body. So your body is an object to you.
Mhm. Seems like that's one of the last things we look at because we don't recognize that oh the body and the mind and it's all of me too. Yeah.
Well, I have kind of a little joke about it because it's like it's like, wait, you mean everything? Like everything, like it doesn't quite want to give it up. Because
Okay.
if everything's it, the jig is up because the me is it too. Any feeling you have of me is 100% this. Like it's such a damn good illusion. You know, I used to be a professional magician, right? And we would get guest magicians from out of town that were so good they would tour to magic clubs and fool all the magicians with the latest. And you know how good you have to be to fool a magician? Like I would know three ways to make a coin vanish, and he did none of them. And I remember my jaw dropped when he opened his hand and the coin was gone. And he just goes, deal with it, and walks away. Because in that moment, it was like magic. And that's
Yeah.
what this is. This is real magic.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all one playing all the roles. So it's like the one playing the performer on stage, the one playing the audience, the one playing the backdrop and all the equipment. You see, every role is played by this already. And some you're gonna like and some you're not gonna like. And that's it too. That's the kind of the joke about it. It's like free to just disgust you.
Mm.
So that's what already points to, is all is this already. It doesn't mean seeking's wrong, but you can get tired of it. Like if it's all this, what, what's seeking what? You could say, I did a post on Facebook, a, this is alone as everything. So any ache or pain, um, just even turning like your head or scratching an itch, you don't really think of those things as being this. It's sort of taken for granted, barely noticed. But if you just stop for a second and like just stop right here, like without a thought, like what is there without going to a thought?
Seems like awareness or just witnessing, but without the thought. Can that happen without the thought?
Yeah, you mean like silent witnessing? Just
Hmm.
it doesn't. Well, it's funny, right? Because witnessing is silent. It never speaks,
Hmm.
right? Does the vision is the vision saying anything? It's not.
No,
It's
no,
just it's like your computer screen.
yeah,
The computer screen is just the backdrop. It's not really involved in the pixels.
no. Viewing, no comment. Yeah, no commentator.
Well, there seems to be like there can, seem to be this commentator that's taken for you. Like you think you're the that voice, you're talking to yourself. And then this message just pulls the rug out
Yeah.
from everything you think you know, all of it. Just what what did Jenny calls it a dumpster fire.
Mhm.
So even if we talk or if we don't talk, does the silence go away?
No,
Yeah, it's here whether there's talking and when there is talking, it's still here. And then
yeah. Prior to, yeah.
But there is nothing prior to. There is not silence. as I'm speaking about now, and then this and everything is arising um, from the silence. Because if it worked that way, it seems like it goes into the world of duality.
Yeah,
So it's
that's
like the
right.
awareness is this, is this sound
Yeah.
coming
Mm.
out of here? Is this
Yeah, yeah.
Zoom screen?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Well, you're just pointing out, Don, no separation.
Yeah, it's one thing. Yeah, that's good. It jumps into layers right away, pri the primordial or the sub thing, whatever and that's the duality. Hmm.
So it's like this is not going to be understood through the thinking, through the cognitive mind. That's
No,
what I'm playing here in my mind. It's
exactly,
not going to be gotten. There's nothing wrong with trying to think it through and trying to
exactly.
understand it. It's just not going to happen because it doesn't occur there.
Beautiful. Yeah. Well,
Oh,
it doesn't occur at all. The
oh okay.
but well, it's already. What the hell's going to occur?
Yeah, it's, oh God. Okay.
No, but
Yeah.
the intellectual understanding, right? Because God knows we've all had one, is, it's like eating sawdust, eating sawdust. It doesn't do the job. Eating sawdust doesn't taste good, and having an intellectual understanding of non-duality doesn't really scratch the itch. Now, Jenny calls that your internal GPS, an alarm. That pain of separation is your wake up call. It's really sweet the way she talks about it. That suffering, that resistance is not a separate me. She was saying it's a wake up call. It's this waking itself up out of the dream. The dream of what? The dream of other.
Hmm.
But there can't even be a dream because there's no dreamer. So there's no dream. It's just oh man, it's just this. Whatever.
That's kind of what I was thinking too. It's almost that duality. Uh, I just wanted to bring up about about 12 years ago, or maybe longer, '02 or three. Sat in the thing for 4 hours with Tony Parsons, and it kind of fried your brain after a while. This is what I'd call it because it was exhausting trying to come up with something with the mind, with thinking, and there's nobody there. There's nobody there to do it, and this is it. And there was about 50 people in this room. It's kind of a workshop after he spoke and stuff like that, and a bunch of other people spoke, but we paid extra to go to this hotel in La Jolla, and he gave a seminar there or a workshop, and that's what he did, similar to what he does in all the other times. But I'm just saying that what I felt was there's no there's no answer
Mhm.
from the mind, and it didn't like it, and it kind of pushed that aside
Mhm.
for years and years. And now I got my old books back. This is
Oh,
it.
there it is.
There it is.
Oh
Yeah.
my
And
God.
and the other ones, yeah, I got it.
Listen, I got 4 boxes of them. I'll give them to you cheap. I,
Which
I,
ones?
all of them. I
How
am
about
at
how about this is it?
probably, I don't know. But I'm telling you, one day I went to bed and they were my most treasured possessions, the
Yeah.
non-duality Bibles. And then
And
the next
then,
morning I got up, just scratched my head and went, God damn, all those books are going in a box today. Who knew?
yeah,
And they just literally, I didn't crack any of them. Even dare I say, Tim Kliss, all the ones on the nightstand. Those are the good ones. The ones on the nightstand. Those were the purple Eckhart Tolle book. Silence
yeah,
Speaks. You know,
yeah.
or Stillness Speaks. So there's nothing wrong.
There it is.
Ah, yay! I love that thing.
Off my nightstand.
There's nothing wrong with all of it, really, truly. It's just that eventually what was seen here was it wasn't in a book.
Right. Yeah.
And it wasn't in Muji. And it wasn't in, you know, it wasn't in anything. That's what it started to like dawn here. I'm like, oh, I keep looking at objects, right? A book is an object. A person is an object. An imagination is an object.
Or could you say it also is in all that, not separate
No.
from anything else, but it is in the book. It is in Muji. It is in
Well, I wouldn't even say it's in. It is the book.
right. Yeah.
It's again undivided. That the no separation is the killer for the me. The no separation. It just can't get around that. There has to be separation for me. It's just the way it is.
Mhm. I noticed looking outside of myself was a bad habit. Looking outside, the book, the other things,
Yeah,
the,
yeah,
the teachers, the other, it
yeah,
was never, oh, it's already present. Uh, You can't get away from it, yet there's nobody home.
yeah.
That's
Yeah, for a lot of us, turning inward meant turning to the mind.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Trying to figure it out with the mind. Yeah, trying to get the understanding, the knowledge, the knowing. We try to get the right words to try to say that, oh, this is it now. This is it.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And so I've been practicing though, not in the head to get it. So my new thing is, well, I go into the heart to get it. And
Yeah,
say it's like it's the same thing. I'm going to go to the heart because that's more spiritual. So I'm now a little bit more evolved than most people because I'm going to the
yeah.
heart. And so yeah, and it's funny as I go to the heart, same problems come up when I'm the heart, head, wherever I'm coming from. It doesn't seem to make any difference. This God,
All
that
right.
God, and I go to all the different gods, and
Try
you know,
try try your foot, Don.
I've done meditation on the feet. I used to do that a lot. I have. Same thing, by the way.
Yeah.
Jackie, you feel like sharing?
Yes, I wanted to come on this call many days ago since I have found this work. And one of the things my I, that was total confusion to me is that if nobody exists, it's like, what about my 4 children and 8 grandchildren? I'm like, WTF. I was just like, oh my God. So I had to sit with that for a bit, and it didn't upset me too much. Like they say, people feel like there's a sense of loss. I didn't feel a sense of loss because I guess in a sense, I live alone. My kids are, grown, and so they're not in my face every day. So I felt a lot more calm about it. And I think one of my challenges that I'm going through now is I'm so freaking bored. I don't know what to do. Like today, I woke up and I listened to Kosi's for
Hmm.
an hour or two,
Yep.
and then I slept, and then I woke up and I listened to his conversation with Charlie again. And I'm like, WTF, what else do I do? I am so, and now, of course, in another 10, 15 minutes, I'm going for a dance. I did square dancing, and that's the only thing I feel like I'm doing. The other thing that's bothering me is I've had no business in the last many months, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like how do I pay the bills? And
Mm.
I've never experienced that because if I had to pay the bill, I would go to a networking meeting. I was a networking queen and I was a Facebook queen and all the queens. So I worked and I got the money, and now there
Yeah.
are no calls. My phone is just sitting there.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh, is this it? And another thing that used to bother me for the longest time was I always felt like a loser mom if I didn't leave a legacy of money for my kids. I have to leave them at least $500,000 each, or whatever the figure is. But that was a story I kept telling myself. And if I didn't have to leave them as a legacy, I wasn't successful. And that played for years and years and years. And now I don't even have the money to pay my
Yeah.
rent.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I all I'm saying is I don't know.
Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah. Yeah.
And one thing that I just wanted to share was when I listened to Kosi's conversation with Charlie today, they were talking about stillness. And I suddenly had this, and Kosi was saying, the stillness, whatever is happening. And I suddenly had this image of Florida and the tornadoes and everything that's happening.
Hmm.
And I could still feel the sense of stillness. And I don't know where that came from. So that's my share.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. That was beautiful.
Yes. But Michael, is boredom just the repetition of old thoughts going over and over? And I'm connected to them. I'm caught up in these old thoughts. But and we're talking here of that too is it, whatever is it, so that I could not feel the isolation and the frozenness of that, and just it's almost like I don't want to just be here without those thoughts because I've been doing that. It's a habit. That habit generated the fear of I can't do this. It's almost like I can't do this myself. And that's right. But it can be done when we give up. It's almost like when we give up completely. Well, who's there to give up? But I'm just saying that when it's surrendered, that's the thought is surrendered, at least to me. This when the thought's surrendered, whatever that means. And who's going to do it? Yeah, we anyway, the next thing comes that we need. It's not what I want. because I'm wanting things, and that creates that friction. It seems like within me, that's what's happened in the past. My resistance is my wanting. I'm not getting what I want, and it kind of perpetuates itself until I just, okay, I'm done. You take over this moment. It's almost like the isness takes over and gives us the next thing somehow, or not.
So, yeah, boredom is an interesting one. Boredom isn't it? Because everybody can relate. Everyone knows boredom.
Yeah.
And what's interesting about boredom is you can notice the lack of stimulation. That's what boredom is. It's saying, I'm not feeling stimulated.
Mhm. Entertained. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. But the thing is, the boredom is it already. It's
Yeah.
just not seeking anything. And we're
Yeah.
so conditioned, so used to stimulation that boom, just go right down the path.
It's hard when you've been stimulated so long to be content with just being, just okay, just content with yourself,
Yeah.
because the thoughts are saying, you're a bum. Come on, get with it. I gotta, I gotta do something. You have to do something. That's what it says. And that's not true because that emptiness is everything already. Like, uh,
So funny enough, you guys, so to say, are doing it already. And what I'm talking about is Leela and I had like, I don't know, 6 or 7 voicemails back and forth. And we were talking about honesty. Honesty. To be able to share freely, whatever, go ahead, try and blow my hair back. I dare you. Tell me something outrageous. That's the freedom I realize. So it isn't even about giving advice or getting advice. It's just a space where everyone can share freely.
yeah, yeah. It's almost like you're sharing your inner being and you're just expressing that what you're really feeling without saying that it's your fault or you're not pointing to the other. You're just sharing your own being and coming from yourself. And 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 you're just there. And then also on the listening, that's the way it is. When you're just present, you're just there for them. And you could hear everything without thinking, I want to get her with this, when is she going to stop so I could put my 2 cents in? Well, all these great, but see, just being there and just being, it's almost like we use words like compassion or just being present.
So, Jackie, I really appreciated your sharing.
Yeah,
And what was heard here was happened, it happened here too. Life just rips away all sense of control. All those things you thought to be a good mom, to be a good grandma, all of it. Those were all concepts, stories, believed.
Yeah, me too. I've got those same stories that you have, Jackie, with my son, and And so I'm looking now, it's like, well, that's my story. And I have to give him, mine's $1 million. I doubled you, so I have to give him $1 million.
Well,
Otherwise, I'm a failure. So just want to let you know. And but I'm going, well, and then I go, well, oh, I should, let go of that or whatever. Somehow with non-duality, it'll go away or something. And I'm seeing now, no, if I think I need to give him $1 million or I'm not a good father, use that example, I'm okay. Like in this magic that Manny was talking about, this magic of just sharing, that's what I do. And in this moment, it doesn't need to be changed. I don't need to let go of that thought or that. It's like that's what I do. I mean, that's what I do. And there's a freedom in that because that's just what's happening. And I do my practices also to get rid of it at the same time too. I also do my practices to get rid of that thought. So I guess it all can go together, right? You can allow it to be there, fight it, resist it. You can do all of it, right?
Hey,
Everything.
did you guys think this had to make sense?
I hear a
You
yes.
got it.
Yeah, Jackie?
Jackie.
So I had another thought yesterday listening to Kosi when he says something, I can't remember, and then he says the body just falls off or drops dead. He didn't say that, but that's, I guess, what he meant.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm thinking, oh my God, now when I drop dead, will my kids be sad for me? My thoughts are just relentless. It just won't freaking stop. And I'm like, oh my God, when will this end? When will this? I feel like I'm suffering.
Yeah.
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 Oh my God.
So that's the Jeep again, full
Yeah.
credit to Jenny. But that's that GPS because here the suffering became unbearable. The sense of separation, it was like all I could think about. It was so painful. So that's like a reminder, waking yourself up, that pain, that you're not separate. It's like, wake up. Like, when the story she uses is when someone's having a dream, a bad dream. And so you shake them, wake them up, get them, oh, it's only a dream. But when they're in it, when these thoughts come and they're believed by no one, they're just believed. A thought can be believed. You can feel real. You can feel like a loser.
Thank you so much for this. I have to leave and I will see you again. I'm so
Thank,
grateful for this conversation.
thank you, Jackie.
Enjoy.
Thank you, Jackie.
Hey, Jackie, enjoy your dancing. I know
Yes.
you love that. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
dancing for no one.
That's
Hey,
very good.
whee! It's the best kind. Mhm.
I I think the identification seems to be the hook. And it's when she was talking about dying and stuff like that, it's almost like the mind just goes to the worst case scenario, whatever it is, and it brings up all this story stuff. And instead of just, no, that's an illusion. I'm believing in a concept. It's not, it's not what it appears to be. It's not the death of the devil. It's just not, you know. or the saint or whatever. It's not any of that.
Yeah, there's
But
just
it is. But
there,
it is.
well, there's just no reason because everything is so immediate. Like whatever it is you're thinking about is already gone because
Yeah.
there's only ever this.
Yeah. Yeah. Last week when you talked about, I said who was cozy and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And you kind of mentioned him and things, and I kind of looked it up, and then I went ahead and got the book and read the book, and did all those kind of things, and I got into some of the Tony Parsons stuff too, and other ones, Nisargadatta, and, and they all seem to point to there's no one here. Generally, there's and we're already in this moment, like you just mentioned, that there's no past or future.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's not even the moment. There's just this.
Well, you can look directly. That's
Yeah,
what this, it's not a belief. That's why this can't be believed. You hear that, right? I've said that.
yeah,
This can't be believed. Well, why can't it be believed? Because, beliefs, but here, if you just look directly, it's like undisputable. It's like, oh my God, there's just what's arising. Like it becomes like anything that's the past, you can't find. Like, because it's always this. That's,
yeah,
they talk about it ever fresh. There you go, Sailor Bob, ever fresh.
yeah.
That's what he means. He means there's just what's appearing, which can appear as a thought from the past. And that's what's appearing. But there is no past. That's the funny thing.
Yeah.
There's only ever this. And we can't, I don't know what this is because knowing is limited, right?
And who is there to know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's like every thought
Y-
is a limitation. Every word is a
Yes.
limitation. So if
Yeah.
you're going to go for concepts and words, that's why all the books went bye-bye.
Yeah. Yeah.
So so nothing can know this. So so we can't even see this. The simplicity or the isness of this can't even be seen, can't be known,
Yeah,
can't
beautiful.
even be pointed to, really.
Oh, look who's on fire.
It's not an object. Yeah.
Yeah, bingo. It's not an object.
Yeah.
It's not. And you took yourself to be an object your whole life. That's what the me does. It thinks it's an object in the
Yeah.
body. And
Yeah.
then one day you go, oh shit. The idea that I'm in the body is an assumption. And then the next one is that there even is a body.
It belongs to me. It belongs to the ownership thing. Yeah.
Oh, it's a killer.
Yeah.
Yeah, ownership is death. That's what I
Yeah.
swear.
Attachment. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so innocent. It's so innocent.
Uh, but attachment is also this.
Yeah,
So it's not,
100%.
it's not, it's just what is. So
Yeah.
attachment is not bad or good. It's just I, I'm attached. So I'm attached to this body, let's say. Okay. I Yeah, it seems like what makes it not good is that I feel like I shouldn't be attached to the body because I believe all the stuff that I've been reading and studying also for the last 50 years.
Well, that's the thing because the judgment comes in right away and says
Yeah,
that attachment's not the way to go to be free. How could you be attached to something other than?
right. But
But
but then even the attachment though is, or the judgment on the attachment is this. This stuff, you know, God, it gives me a headache as it keeps going in and in, and you can't, you know what I mean? It's like,
fries your
whoa,
brain, fries your brain. It's like,
it fries your brain, right?
and you're just exhausted. If you after 4 hours of doing that with a guy, I mean, it's sitting for, yeah,
Yeah, it's funny. It's like when someone tells you, the worst thing you could do to say to someone is just relax,
Yeah, right.
right? Oh, I see that. Like, so funny. Like, the already so powerful because there never was separation.
yeah. It is whatever we say or do is it without any hesitation, yet it also wants to talk to others about this. And there comes the, well,
Well, really, Manny, this is the place to do it because, socially out there in the so-called world, which doesn't exist, um, it's considered bad taste to tell someone they don't exist. They just
yeah,
don't want to, they don't even know what you're talking about. You know, it's
yeah.
so, it's not even, the funny thing is, it's not even an issue, for most. It's just, so I would say those that are ultra sensitive, that it's a problem being a separated me.
Yeah. Mm.
So, Manny, did you say you got Nkosi and mine book, our book?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you did.
Kindle. Well, the Kindle version. Yeah,
Yeah, well, that's the only one there is. The
that's right. Yeah.
just this.
Yeah, I did that.
Okay.
I did that probably last week.
Well, what do you think of it? You can be honest.
It's it really reminds me of the Tony Parsons thing as far as that. And being honest,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, please.
being honest, it does need some editing.
Okay, well,
I'm just saying, there's some words that are not,
that was one of our liberties was to use words freely. Like I'll use like
No,
I
well, not that it would weren't freely. It's just there. If we got
yeah.
the ED or
Oh
something
yeah,
like
yeah.
that,
That was in the uploading. You're
yeah.
talking about the paragraphs can be off or something.
No, there's like certain words aren't there. They're missing something like
Oh.
I can. I don't know if did you notice that, Don, or
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Should we point them out to you? Can you correct them?
Well, do you have my email?
I think I can
If you can
find it
just,
probably.
yeah, or just
Yeah,
message me on Facebook, that would be great.
yeah.
Let me know. But anyway, what I was really asking, I appreciate the grammatical help. It's always appreciated. But I was more interested in what so you said it was a lot like Tony Parsons. What did you mean?
Yeah, well, it's saying the same things initially that there is nobody there,
Hmm.
that this is it, everything is it, and 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 there's nothing to do.
Uh-huh.
All of the things that other people in that vein, the non-duality, just strictly non-duality, is
Hmm.
what that is, and I thought it didn't get into the persona type things much. That how we get caught up in stuff and then we come
Mm-hmm.
out of it, those kind of things.
Okay, I got you.
Something that'll be helpful to people that are stuck in certain
Okay,
situations.
got you. Yeah, I understand that.
But you wanted to put it in, and
Yeah.
I applaud you for doing that because it's great as far as uh, getting the word out.
Well,
It's
that's
pretty
the
much.
funny thing. I'm not really we're not really trying to get the word out. It's completely by resonance. So there just can
Well,
be
yeah,
a really, wonderful resonance with this message. It's
yeah,
just can't really do anything about it.
right. But you put it out there is what I guess I'm saying. It's not like this way
Yeah,
somebody could read it so they could have the resonance of it. That's,
yeah.
I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, one thing that's nice about this meeting, our meeting,
Hmm.
Nkosi does tend to speak kind of, I think this is what you're saying, Manny. He does tend to speak, we could just say the absolute. Like pretty much every word out of that guy's mouth is like, you know. So here, I'm a little more whatever, in the mud, however you want to put it,
Yeah.
more in whatever. So here, it's great to have a place where we can discuss these things together.
Hmm. No, I noticed that too. He's coming from there directly. It's almost like Astavakra.
Hmm.
That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah.
It's coming from the state or
Yeah.
the essence of that.
Well, I have no qualms about, I've said it in the past. To
Right.
me, he's the modern day Jesus. Okay. The modern day. Now, he wouldn't say that about himself. He would not. And I'm just saying it metaphorically, that I've not heard a clearer voice, so to speak.
Mhm.
And when he was the one that said, me or whether there's a me or not, doesn't matter to this. And that hit
Yeah.
a direct shot in the heart. I
Yeah.
was like, wow,
Mm.
that's so different than the normal
Mhm.
message where, the normal message is, if there's still a feeling of a me there, you're not there yet.
Right. Yeah. That's why I like Dawn always comes up with, well, that's also it. That's also it. And I like that because that's what we're doing here, trying to catch each other. Well, not even catch each other, but reminding each other that it's
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah.
Because our minds will come back and because of habit or whatever it is, and it'll just surrender to what consciousness is all.
Yeah.
And how about all I can do is point. And who's the one that's pointing? And in a it's true in a sense on a and there's no levels either. See, that's the thing.
Mm-mm.
So
No, no level.
so had
It's just everything expresses differently, Manny. Like when you look out over a lush hill mountain with flowers and vegetation and butterflies and animals and
yeah.
you know, so there's not going to be a million Nkosi's. There's going to be everything is it, Manny. So you're just as much it as Nkosi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a profound statement. By the way, I see Nkosi hasn't been coming to these meetings anymore. Is he stopping or is he just doing something else right now?
I don't know. I think he stopped his Sunday meetings. He used to
Right.
do meetings on Sunday. He doesn't. And
Right.
then, yeah, he stopped coming here. But yeah, he came for a long time and, it was
I'm
great.
I'm happy I got to be on a lot of the calls with him.
Yes.
And on one level, it's good that he's not here for me because I start attaching to him like he's the guru because I have a guru complex. I'm a great guru follower. And so that he's not here was like, oh, well, how am I going to get it now? And so it's like, okay, it's just like what you just said. This is Nkosi here, or that is Nkosi there, or
Yeah, yeah.
there's another Nkosi over there. So he came in and now he's left. So it's beautiful teaching for me with Nkosi.
He was the first person that I ever saw that he saw it was obvious that he saw everything as this. You couldn't throw him. There's nothing you could say to the guy that would just, you know, like I said earlier, blow his hair back. He was just so at peace that I realized there's nobody there. It's just empty. It's so beautiful, right? It's just this love that just permeates his whole being, right? It comes out his eyes and his smile. And if you ever heard the guy sing, my God. But, hey, Don, if I had a voice like in Kosi, you couldn't shut me up.
Well, you do have a voice like Nkosi, your voice.
Yeah,
Your voice
beautiful.
is the same. Yeah.
Okay, same back to you, brother. But it is, no, but you're right, because
Yeah.
it is the one speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Wow.
the magic is here. The magic
Yeah.
is here.
You
See how
guys,
yeah.
go
See
ahead.
how easy it is to get caught up in ourself comparing to another,
Yeah,
as opposed to, oh, it's all that. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful.
God. Yeah.
Hey guys, thank you so much. What a wonderful evening.
All
I
right.
enjoyed it.
Thank
And,
you.
and on,
Thank you.
Dawn. Mwah. Have a great evening.
Take care,
Take
everybody.
care, Don,
Bye.
Michael.
I'm Annie.
Thank
Bye.
you guys.
Bye.